Hi, Darren Urquhart from Rise Local, and in today's video, I'm going to present to you a COVID-19 action plan. At Rise Local, we work with trade services businesses all over Australia, and the last 2 weeks we've seen a big change in the business environment and in business conditions. And today I just want to talk you through some ideas for how you and your business can survive this crisis and potentially even thrive in this crisis. I'm not going to go through a big recap of what COVID-19 is, and I'm sure you're all across it. But what we do know is that business conditions just got tough, and for some businesses, really tough. I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 24th of March in the afternoon. Some businesses, as of yesterday, just disappeared. They're out of business, at least temporarily, and hopefully not permanently. So, as you know, if you've been watching the news, and who isn't at the moment, consumer spending is slowing. It's even stopping in some sectors. Restaurants, cafes, gyms, as of today, are all closed. All sporting codes across Australia are closed. Airlines are more or less shut down. Hotels are empty. Big cities right across the country are empty. Sydney Opera House, no one on the steps. Our cities are shutting down. And if the rest of the world is anything to go by, we're headed towards even more severe shutdown in the coming days and weeks. However, people still need things, and essential services are still functioning. And no matter what happens, people need food, they need medicine, they need security, they need functioning electricity, they need hot water, and we all need sewerage and drainage in our homes. And with more and more people working from home or stuck at home in quarantine, kids being schooled at home, we need things like lights and power points and plumbing and air conditioning to be working more efficiently than ever. So today I want to talk about the crisis that we're all currently living in, but also the opportunity I think there is for a lot of trade services businesses in this current environment. Okay, so our COVID-19 action plan. We've been working with clients for the last week and a half, 2 weeks now, to implement action plans in their trade services businesses. I'm also a part of an international group of marketing agency owners who are sharing information about their experiences of dealing with COVID-19 and its effects on our clients' businesses. So what I've done is taken the best ideas that I've heard from others, the things we've already implemented that I'm seeing working, and I'm going to present them to you today. Okay, so there's 5 key areas, 5 key themes to talk about, to think about as a business leader when it comes to dealing with this situation. And they are mindset, and that is your mindset, the mindset of the business leader. Your staff health, the health of your team members and keeping them all in good shape and able to work. Protocols for dealing with COVID-19. Leads, you still need leads. You still need business to flow and to roll. And finally, the prospect of government support. Okay, so the first of these is mindset. I'm not going to go into mindset in any great detail. I'm sure you've read the books and you've attended the courses, and you understand the importance of mindset when you're a business owner or a business leader. But what I would like to touch on today is just this. I'll move myself out of the way here. This little bit of truth and something I'm trying to keep front of mind, and maybe it's useful for you too. Our thoughts, the thoughts we have in our heads, tend to influence and produce the words that come out of our mouths, and our words tend to have lead to actions the behaviours that we exhibit, and it all begins with thoughts. Now, right at the moment, we're all drowning in doom and gloom. The media is telling some pretty horrible stories, and politicians are looking pretty shell shocked at the situation they're dealing with. And look, it's probably not exaggerated. We're dealing with a virus that is very contagious, but the economic effect of this, the economic effect of dealing with the virus is enormous. So we can drown in bad news, And there is no real benefit to you or your business by getting too caught up in it and getting too absorbed in all of the bad news. And I'll put my hand up, I'm guilty of it myself. So what I'm trying to do now is check in with the news in the morning, seeing what the current situation is, what has changed, what's relevant to my business, what's relevant to my customers, and most of all, what's relevant to my family. Absorbing that, spending 20, 30 minutes of it and turning it off. No more news feeds, no TV, no radio, put the newspaper away. And then in the evening, I'll check in again just to see what's changed today and what do I need to be across. But beyond that, I'm trying to stay focused, or as focused as I can, on the business. And I'd encourage you to do the same if you're not already. There's a lot of positivity we can still bring to ourselves, to our families, to our customers, to our staff. And we need to focus on those things that we can control. And what we can control are our own thoughts, our own words, and our own actions, and the potential to help those people around us get through this thing with a high degree of confidence and maybe some degree of comfort. All right, so our thoughts lead to words. If we're absorbing doom and gloom all day long and we're absorbing the media messages that are being pushed out to us, it's easy to get caught up in it. And that will come through in our words that we're using at work, that we're using with customers, the words we're using with our staff. And that's going to have a negative effect on everybody. And ultimately, it can influence our own actions too. Man, if you think that the world's against us and the environment just won't allow our business to succeed, it's very easy in this environment just to slump back and do nothing, to sit at home and watch Netflix. And that's what we don't want to do for any business leader and any business owner. It all starts with mindset. So just getting our thoughts clear, get clear of the noise and really focus on the things that we can control. The positivity we can bring to the situation will flow through to our words and will flow through to our actions. Staff health. For all of us, we are dependent as business owners on our teams, the people around us who work with us. And in this current environment, staff health is suddenly, more important than ever. It's always important, but in this environment, it is super important. So I just wanted to run through some ideas, some basic principles for staff health. I'm certain you're already across this, but it's worth recapping. Team distancing. I was speaking to a client just the other day, or over a week ago now, who was planning on pulling together an all-person team meeting, 30-odd people in a room to talk about this very situation. And we discussed it for a bit and came to the realization that having 30 team members all in the same room was probably not a great idea, because in the unlikely event that even one of them has the coronavirus, it's possible after that meeting that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, who knows how many, could come down with the virus. So at the moment, a basic principle of business continuity is that your teams need to be split up as far as practical. No all team meetings. Try and keep team members away from each other. Not all eating lunch together, not all socializing together even, until this thing blows through and we can get back to normal. Now, not everyone can be alone all the time. If you're a plumbing business and you're installing an electric hot water system, I don't think there's too many people who can do that as a one-person job. But to the extent that's practical, keep your team members separate from each other. And office staff. If it's possible for office staff to work from home, that's really worth investigating and setting up if you haven't done already. So your customer service reps, your phone people, your admin staff, management staff, potentially the business owners. If you can keep people away from the office or really away from each other, that's going to be really important in the weeks and months ahead. The second point is unwell staff. Make sure that your team know that if they're exhibiting any symptoms of a cold or of a flu, they need to stay home. They need to stay away from work and really quarantine themselves. It's probably not coronavirus. The health experts tell us it's probably just a cold, but you don't know for certain. We know that there was a wedding just to the south of Sydney recently A couple hundred people at the wedding, and at least 35 cases so far have come from that wedding. So one person showing up who was infected, and now dozens and dozens are infected. So if your staff are sick, make sure they know they've got to stay home. You don't want this thing to spread through your team. And finally, customers. I mean, if your business actually takes place in other people's homes and on other people's premises, you need to know that the people you're going to be mixing with, that your team members will be mixing with on that job, are healthy themselves. So I would recommend asking during the booking. When you're taking a booking for a new job, ask, is there anyone unwell in your home? And I'd be training the technicians to do the same on arrival. Ask if there's anyone unwell inside the building. Just basic common sense stuff. All of the state government health websites have laid this stuff out. The federal government health website has laid it out. All of your trade associations on their websites have got great guidelines on this. It's common sense, but make sure you implement it and make sure all of your team are aware of their responsibilities in this situation. And finally, basic personal hygiene. I don't need to go through it all. You've seen this stuff online and on TV and in the papers already, but again, make sure all your team do it. It's just basic health procedures to make sure that this thing does not spread and run rampant through your business. The next step in the action plan is to roll out COVID-19 protocols for your business. We started developing protocols for our clients over a week ago now. They've been deployed, they've been implemented, we're promoting them, and they're proving to be very powerful pieces of communication. Our clients' customers gain a great amount of confidence that the client, the plumbing business, the electrician, the trade service business, is thinking about this stuff and has implemented processes to keep them, the customer, healthy and safe. But also, these protocols work both ways and they keep your staff healthy and safe too. So we have developed a 4-step process for deploying, I'll move me up here, for deploying COVID-19 protocols. First, they need to be developed, then implemented, published and promoted. I'll step through each of these in turn. So developed. These COVID-19 protocols are simply rules of engagement for your staff and your customers. It's a bullet point list of things that you will do on a job and things that you expect the customer to do on a job. So those bullet points might include things like, we will wear gloves on a job. When we arrive at your front door, we'll stand 2 meters back from the door. When we're on your premises, we ask that anyone in the home, including children, stay at least 2 meters away from our technicians. We will wear face masks on request. We will wipe down with disinfectant any surfaces we have touched while we're in your home, et cetera, et cetera. Now, a lot of, again, the trade association websites have got a lot of this stuff up already. There's a bunch of our client websites that are already running these protocols. There's already templates you can use and that we can share with you to help you develop a set of rules of engagement for you, your staff, and your customers. So firstly, they need to be developed. Secondly, you need to implement them. So it's all well and good to say we're going to wear gloves and we're going to wash down surfaces when we're done and we'll wear a face mask, but your team need to know that that's what you're doing. They need to know how to do it properly, and you have to provide them with the equipment they're going to need to do this. They need the gloves. They need the face masks. They need the Glen 20 or the diluted bleach or whatever you're going to use. So get the training and the equipment in place as part of the implementation step. Third step is to publish your protocols. And what we're doing for our clients is publishing them on a web page on the website, but also including a link right up in the header in the top of the page of the web page on every single page on the website, so people can easily see it, click on it, and visit the COVID-19 protocols page. And I can tell you from looking at the Google Analytics data since we started rolling these things out last week, people are clicking on those links and they are reading the protocols and then they're calling to book a job. We've even had feedback from customers. So our clients have all got customer feedback platforms. They ask their customers, how did we do? And they're getting feedback saying, we chose you for the job because you've got these processes in place. You've got the protocols, and that gave us confidence. So publishing them on your website and making them easy to find is an important step. And finally, promotion. We're actually promoting the protocols to our clients' target audience through social media, Facebook posts, Facebook ads, Instagram posts, Google My Business posts. We're promoting the protocols through remarketing ads. So anyone who's been to the client website will then see messages on other websites explaining the client's COVID-19 protocols. And we're including a reference to the protocols in Google ads, Google AdWords ads. So that's the 4 steps: develop, implement, publish, and promote. And you can turn these protocols into an actual selling tool, a source of competitive advantage, something that you're doing that many of your competitors are not doing. Okay, the next step in the action plan is leads. Leads are the lifeblood of any trade services business, and that doesn't change just because we're in this current crisis. So today, I want to give you an outline of how we're going about lead generation in this environment. It has shifted. Our tactics have definitely changed in the last week. But at the baseline, the base of the pyramid for any trade services business is your search marketing. People are going to Google to seek out a plumber or an electrician, air conditioning repair, whatever your business might be. You still need to be visible on Google. So SEO is important. Your Google My Business optimization is really important. Your Google AdWords is really important. And we continue that now, but we do it with an even sharper focus on profitability. We want to make sure that your Google ad spend in particular is firing as efficiently and effectively as it possibly can. But on top of that, we're really building out what we call demand generation campaigns. So if you think about search marketing, in search marketing, the customer, your customer, is pulling you into their home. They're the ones going to Google, doing the search, finding your service, calling you, and hopefully booking a job with you. Demand generation is reversed. You're pushing out to the customer. They're not currently in the market for your service or your product, and you're going to them and saying, hey, here's an offer for you. Now, what we are seeing just in the last week or two, and particularly overseas, and it's now happening in Australia, social media use and use of the internet in general is skyrocketing. Okay, people are working from home. Kids are now being schooled from home. Some people have been laid off jobs. Others have had enforced annual leave pushed upon them. Others are in quarantine. And before too long, if overseas is any guide, we might be locked down in our homes. So people are getting on their phones and scrolling through social media. They're using their devices, and they're spending even more time in front of screens than normal. So there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity for trade services businesses to create your own demand. An example might be an electrician going to the market and saying, look, you're all working from home now. You're all studying or doing your schoolwork from home now. Maybe you need more data ports and more PowerPoints in the home. And here's a package of, 6, 8 new data ports and PowerPoints with USB points in them for X dollars. A plumber might go with a different offer. Maybe it's an under-sink water filter that people can get installed. And they're at home now, so they don't have to take time off work to allow a trade to come over and do the work. There's opportunity here for forward-thinking trade services businesses to really get on the front foot and not just wait for search marketing to deliver leads, but to actually go out and create your own demand. People have got time on their hands. People are sitting at home with not a lot to do. You can only mow the lawns and scrub down the oven and clean the pool so many times. People are going to be getting bored. the more time they spend at home. Bunnings are busy, Flower Power are busy. A lot of the home improvement businesses are experiencing high demand. So a lot of deferred home improvement work, household jobs that have been put off for a while are now being put on the front burner and getting done. And there's an opportunity for all trade services businesses to tap into that. And just another point too on social media. Social media really lends itself for these sort of demand generation campaigns. Putting an offer of PowerPoints and data ports in front of someone on Facebook or on Instagram can be very effective from a conversion point of view, very effective from a cost point of view too. But what else is interesting about social media at the moment is a lot of competition has just fallen away. Gyms, restaurants, cafes, licensed clubs, pubs, bars, entertainment venues, sport, in general, all sport. Their businesses are currently on ice. Travel, airlines, they're currently on hold. Their marketing has stopped. So there's an opportunity in a less crowded environment for your business to be able to get some cut through, to be able to get messages in front of your target audience with a lot less competition for their attention, for their eyeballs, and use this as an opportunity to go out there and create your own demand. So yes, search marketing, waiting for the customer to call on you and bring you into their home, but think seriously about demand generation. What right now can you offer your audience and offer your market that can improve their lives and keep your guys in work and keep your revenue flowing? The final piece of the action plan is government support. Now, just on the weekend, the federal government announced its second stimulus package already. I think they're up to $189 billion in stimulus for the Australian economy. State governments have come to the table as well with various forms of support. And rumour has it there are additional stimulus packages on the way. From our point of view, owners of small and medium-sized businesses, a lot of this stimulus is being directed at us, which is great, and a change from many stimulus packages, but something we can all take advantage of and use it to help keep our heads above water, keep our people employed, and keep being able to deliver a service to our customers. I'm not an accountant, but what you should do, if you haven't done it already, is call your accountant. I've been speaking to mine almost every second day for the last couple of weeks, and just staying across what's happening, what level of cash flow support we can expect, and what level of and what type of support there is for your business. So already cash handouts for businesses have been announced in the order of $20,000 to $100,000, depending on the size of your business. Business loans, they're offering loans of up to $250,000 with no collateral. I noticed Commonwealth Bank cut their business loan lending rates or interest rates by 5 percentage points just yesterday. So business loans, if you need that, low cost and even interest deferred loans over the next 6 months, that's available. And finally, wage support. If you've got apprentices, government is offering some pretty generous support around apprentice wages. Hasn't happened here yet, but in the UK, the government's actually offering wage support on a much grander scale, and maybe that's something we'll see in a package to come down the track. But call your accountant, be aware of what the government's doing, take advantage of it, because this could be a long, drawn-out process. And you don't want your cash flow to dry up. Okay, so that's the 5 themes, the 5 steps in our COVID-19 action plan. The first is mindset. Get your thoughts clear, try and avoid the doom and gloom, and those clear, positive thoughts will flow through to your words, flow through to your actions. Staff health. Keep your staff healthy. Without your team, you don't have a business. COVID-19 protocols. Get the rules of engagement in place for you, your staff, and your customers. But use it as a source of a competitive advantage. Use it as a selling tool. Okay, customers want confidence at this time, and you can provide it by showing that you've taken steps to look after their health and their safety. Leads. Okay, leads are still important. They're still the lifeblood of your business. Search marketing, so SEO and AdWords will still continue to drive leads your way. But now it's more important than ever to get on the front foot and start taking steps to generate demand yourself for your business. Think of offers that you can go to the market with, a market that's currently got a lot of time on their hands, who are stuck at home, and think about what you can offer them to make their lives better. Finally, government support. Government's showering money on businesses. Take advantage of it and look after your cash flow. That's it. I hope you found this useful. Just recapping, my name's Darren Urquhart. The business is Rise Local. I'm available to talk to business owners. And we work with trade services business all over the country. It doesn't have to be a sales call. I'm happy to talk shop. If you've got any questions about what I've presented here today, please go to riselocal.com.au/contact. Fill in the form, tell me a time it's good to contact you, and I'll give you a call. Hope you found this useful. Good luck, stay safe, and I'll talk to you next time.